Well, are you a big fan of law of attraction but starting to get skeptical about this whole idea because all of your manifestations seems to be going wrong? Either nothing's happening or something's happening, but it's not really the way you wanted. Well, stay tuned and I'm gonna tell you why in this episode. Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, Heal with Silvia. For those who are new here, my name is Silvia. I'm an emotion healer. I work with my clients to heal their emotional pain from the past that are hidden in their subconsciousness. Well, I created this channel to specifically talk about emotional pain and how you can heal it the right way so that you can be liberated from it. Because even though pain is necessary, the suffering is optional. So if you're going through some emotional pain journey right now, feel free to lean onto this channel. I hope my videos and this community will be able to give you some love, light, and inspiration. Alright, so today we are going to touch upon law of attraction and most specifically, the manifestation part of it. Well, how are they related to emotional pain, you may ask? And I'm going to tell you that emotional pain is in every single way related to your success and effectiveness in manifesting what you want. You know, most people talk about law of attraction, but they focus a lot more on how to practice it the right way. But few people mention about one very important point, which is your inner readiness. You know, if your manifestation is just not happening yet, or you have manifested everything opposite from what you want, let me tell you today that the reason is very simple, because your emotional pain from the past is blocking the way. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you the 3 ramifications of how our emotional pain from the past can screw up our manifestation, and 3 steps you can take to make sure you are fully ready to manifest the right things at the right time and allowing them to stay true throughout your life. So make sure you stay right through the video to get all the answers and tips you need if you really want your manifestation to be successful. And if after the video you are intrigued by the insights, feel free to download the free workbook that I have specially prepared for you to review the key takeaways and try out the exercises to begin your successful manifestation. So before we get started, let's first have a quick clarification of what law of attraction and manifestation is. Well, law of attraction is the universal nature of how our life operates, which states that whatever we hold in our mind and our heart, we attract them into our experiences. And manifestation, on the other hand, is actually a sub-law of the law of attraction. It is the act of asking or expressing what you desire and that you shall receive them in your life. So as simple as this law may sound, there is a lot of complexity and dynamism in the process, because aside from law of attraction, there are also numerous other universal laws that are at play in our life force. So does law of attraction work at all if it is so complicated? Well, the short answer is yes. So how do I know? Well, because the fact that you are watching my video right now, listening to me talk as a healer, is one of the evidences of the power of law of attraction. You know, my whole new life and self-identity right now is basically a manifestation come true. Well, it wasn't a really smooth ride, of course. It took a lot of wrong turns and bumps along the way, numerous revalidation to eventually derive at articulating what I wanted in the most authentic way and give birth to it. And it is actually through this long and painful personal journey of manifestation that inspired me to produce this episode to share with you. You know, when I first started my attempt to manifest on my dream life, I actually wasn't really sure what to manifest. I only knew that I was unhappy and I wanted to do something meaningful in my life. And then eventually I figured out that I was quite connected to spiritual healing and all the new age stuff, and thought, okay, maybe that's what I want to do. Then the next question came, but how? And where do I even begin? Because it is something that is not just unfamiliar to me, but worse still, it is an unconventional life choice in this modern world. But eventually I took the leap of faith and my path started opening. So I decided to quit my corporate job and started my own healing practice. Well, of course, it was a very steep uphill task, and I began to stumble and fail again and again. And I started to ask, why? Why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through all this pain? I could have just stick to my comfort zone and get on with my life. And that's when I went back again to my drawing board to revalidate and recalibrate my manifestation. Why do I want to become a healer? So, you know, this whole exercise went to and fro for many years. So it was not straightforward at all when you want to manifest something in your life, you know, whether it is a dream or something you wanted badly. Well, I wanted to share with you some of the mistakes from my own experiences and also from the patterns I saw across my therapy sessions with my clients. There are so many reasons why our law of attraction doesn't work out successfully. But over the years, I had come to an unanimous conclusion that the one real blocker for all our wishes to come true is when we are still holding on to our emotional pain from the past. This subconscious negative energy can really mess up our manifestation process. So if you are ready, let's get to the 3 ramifications of what our pain can do to interfere with our manifestation. So number 1, our pain can delay our manifestation. Well, this is probably the most common frustration from people who are working on manifestation. They ask and ask, waited and waited, but nothing happens. Well, this could be getting the dream guy, the dream job, winning a lottery, buying the dream house, or getting rid of an illness. We waited for so long, but nothing ever happens. So this scenario really makes us start questioning the accuracy of law of attraction. Doesn't it state that whatever we hold in our mind, we attract it into our life? So why is our request not answered? Well, my beautiful people, that's because there are also other interfering and contradictory requests that are also being held in our mind at the same time. For example, we may still be carrying an emotional wound from a toxic relationship in the past. And now, as we are trying to manifest on a better man to enter our love life, an inner conflict is happening at the same time. We could be still holding on to the painful emotions of fear, anxiety, shame, abandonment, unworthiness from the previous toxic relationship. And that makes us doubtful about getting into a healthy one. If it is hard to imagine or even believe, then the subconscious resistance begins to cancel out our desire for meeting our dream guy that is kind, loyal, successful, and wholesome. Now, another example is someone who quitted their previous job because of maybe a complete burnout. That emotional pain memory still lingers in the subconsciousness if left unhealed. You know, the past emotions such as panic, overwhelm, unsupported, discouragement, create an invisible wall around us to prevent us from feeling inspired and hopeful about our new job again. And this becomes a shadow blocker in attracting the next new job because the lack of faith cancels out the new hope we are trying to regain. So now you know that our past pain can be the reason in delaying our manifestation. I want you to take a pause and think about whether this scenario applies to you. Is there something that you are wishing for but has yet to come? If yes, it is time you start to review and work on removing all the past emotional pains that might be blocking your way. Well, click on the like button to shout out your positive affirmation. Great, and now let's step over to number 2. When we are still carrying our emotional pain from the past, the consequences to our manifestation is our pain manifests the right thing but at the wrong time. Now, who gets this point? What can be the problem when we finally get what we want? And how can it be at the wrong time if our universe is giving it to us? What does wrong timing means? Well, let me share with you a personal story. I have had my fair share of toxic relationships throughout my lifetime, but there was at least one relationship that I had experienced in my younger days which was almost perfect. You know, he was everything that I was attracted to. He was smart, humorous, kind, loving, inspiring, and genuine. Our relationship was easy. We never had any conflict. We shared the same passion in traveling and eating. We both loved Europe, especially Italy, my dream country. We can talk day and night about anything under the sun, from digital technology to food to even spirituality and life. So this relationship was perfectly what I had manifested and prayed for. But the problem is, he came into my life at the wrong time. At that point, I was really stuck in the dark night of my soul. Well, basically, I was going through a lot of inner emotional pain from the past, feeling trapped, feeling lost, and depressed about my life. And I have utterly no control over my chaotic inner world. Apparently, I was still wounded from a lot of my old memories and fighting them. So eventually, I self-sabotaged my perfect manifestation as I grew greedy, discontented, and dissatisfied. I started to pick on fights, complain a lot, and finally we had to end the relationship. And when the whole thing ended, although I felt mentally and physically free again, I actually fell deeper into my inner pain. I started to resent myself for not cherishing the good things in my life, and I tried very hard to look for another guy who is like him. But this toxic intention did nothing much but led me into more and more wrong guys. So the whole manifestation that came true, but at the wrong time, when I was not ready, not healed, not whole, I was still in pain, I was totally not loving myself and my life. Well, this entire manifesting the right thing at the wrong time simply created more regrets and pain into my life. Well, I'm not sure if any of you experienced the same thing as I did. If yes, do share with me in the comments below, okay? It took me a long time to figure out why will I sabotage my own happiness. And it was really until I became an emotion healer that I finally found the answer, which was my old emotional wounds. And now that I'm fully healed and healthy again, the true love of my life has appeared once more. So if you're going to ask me what is the right timing, well, it will be the time when you are completely healed of the pain from your past. Now, manifesting the right thing at the wrong time can be bad, but this last scenario is worse. So the third and the final consequence of manifesting when you are still carrying your emotional pain is our pain can manifest the wrong things into our life. Oh God, this is really, really painful when we manifest the wrong things into our life. You know, the Chinese has a saying for this. It's like inviting a wolf into our house to ransack our place, eat our food, make a mess, steal our things, and leave us behind as a victim. And I really want to emphasize this so much, my dear beautiful people. If you are obviously still healing your emotional wounds from the past, please be really careful if you're practicing law of attraction or manifestation. You know, the law of attraction will always give us what we want. And there are two instructions it will look out from us. One is, what is the form? And two, what is the experience? So form is relatively easy to understand. A dream job, a dream lover, a dream bank account. But experience is more subjective. And law of attraction tends to look at our emotions as indicators and clues to what we expect to experience from this form. For example, when we ask for a dream lover, what are the emotions that we harbor during the moment of our request? Is it lovingness or is it loneliness? Is it wholesome or is it broken? Is it peaceful or is it fearful? Is it contented or is it greed and lust? So the combination of the form and the experience or the associated emotions create what we will attract to our door. So one great example, something all of you have heard about it 1,000 times, is the case of repeatedly attracting the same kind of toxic guys into our love life. Well, law of attraction worked successfully in the first place, following our instruction by bringing a lover into our life. But it also taps into our emotions to decipher what is the experience we expect in order to select the right lover that is to be sent to us. So if we are still healing the emotional pain, especially from a previous broken relationship, and is suffering from the pain of, say, feeling lonely, abandoned, unloved, unappreciated, and we sort of subconsciously sprinkle these emotions onto our request for a new lover. I'm sure I don't have to elaborate further, but yes, your lover will appear at the door, bringing you all the emotions that you had subconsciously requested. Now, another example is manifestation on wealth. You know, someone who holds a lot of fear towards poverty, always worrying about the lack or not enough, when they finally manifested the wealth into their life, they are haunted by the fear of losing it all the time. And worse still, the incoming wealth might even destroy the happiness he was originally having in his life. You know, there are many wrong things we can manifest into our life when we are still hurting in our heart. So please make sure to remember that a manifestation request is defined by two parts, the form and the experience. You know, it is quite easy to articulate what you want in the form, but your universe will take cue from your emotions to complete the equation for you and send you the things you wanted, but maybe not in the right size, shape, and color for your highest joy. So if you resonate with this point, do click on the like button to shout out your positive affirmation that you will heal your pain completely before you manifest again. Well, I'm sure by now you are tempted to fast forward the video to get to the final part to find out then what are the 3 steps to manifest successfully for the right thing at the right time and that they can stay true throughout your life. So let's get on with it. Step 1 is very, very simple and very obvious. Heal first. Your manifestation will be the purest, most powerful, most satisfying, bringing you big joy and sustainable joy when you manifest in the most wholesome state of yourself. We have spoke about the different consequences earlier on when we manifest while still carrying our emotional pain from the past. The same logical theory applies when we manifest on a completely healed state of mind. When we are healthy, balanced, inspired, joyful, and high-spirited, everything we attract into our life path will carry the same quality as our vibrational energy. So if you're fully embracing yourself with deep unconditional love and trust, without any judgment, self-guilt, low esteem, guess what kind of people and opportunities will be attracted by that vibrational energy? Yes, it will be people who will appreciate you, inspire you, and love you authentically. The opportunities that come to your door will be loaded with harmony, growth, and success. So whatever it is, healing always comes first, and the rest will follow. Now, step 2. Well, I actually came up with this term. You got to unlack yourself. When we are still holding on to our emotional pain from the past, we tend to zoom into and cling on to what we don't have. We will focus on the fact that we will never find true love, happiness, wealth, and success. So the more we are self-absorbed by what is lacking in our life, the more lack we attract into our life experience. That's why the poor gets poorer, the singles remain singles, and the losers remain losers. Now, we need to break free from this curse that we have bestowed on ourselves by unlacking ourselves. Instead of believing our limitations and disadvantages, we need to shift to the idea of abundance. When I was completely healed and ready to elevate to my next step into transformation, practicing unlack was a mission I assigned myself. I told myself that from today onwards, I will stop fearing the lack and start trusting my abundance. Well, of course, it was not an easy exercise to reset our deeply rooted beliefs, but I found a way to do it. And if you are interested, you will need to study more about reprogramming the subconscious mind. And this is actually part of my healing therapy process. You can find out more over at my website. So once we reset ourselves out of the old belief pattern of lack and shift into the world of abundance, we can then proceed to our final step. And yes, the final step is so important, but also very difficult. You have to trust the process. Well, I mentioned in a previous video that trust is the backbone of hope to make hope happen. Well, if after all the healing works and mind shifting, you are still doubting whether it's all going to work out great, then I will guarantee you that it wouldn't. The key difference between those who made it and those who don't is trust. And it is such a pivoting requirement for manifestation simply because the world, our life that we live in is so fluid and dynamic. Our human brain and even our cosmic mind will not be able to comprehend the immense vastness of our universe. This whole crazy pandemic crisis that overturned everybody's life across the globe is a classic example of how we will never be able to predict what lies ahead. So while you are manifesting what you want, but at the same time disallowing any form of flexibility and flow, insisting on a very specific outcome, such a constricted attitude may create unnecessary resistance as your manifestation is trying to unfold. And in a way, you are simply not trusting the process. So without this trust, the whole manifestation process becomes sluggish and disharmonized. And the biggest impact when we don't trust how our manifestation will unfold is that we may even give up just as when our dream is coming so close. And I have seen this in my own manifestation journey in the past as well as many others. Hence, when you are manifesting in your best shape of emotional wellness and mental abundance, it is also crucial that you need to keep your faith no matter how things are unfolding. That unbreakable faith and trust will become a super engine to propel your dream and wishes ahead. In fact, one way to prove that you are trusting the process is to live as though your wish has already come true. As soon as you send out your request, it's already a done deal. So stop questioning, doubting, and complaining in the process, but simply sit back and relax to enjoy the magic that is already taking place behind the scene. Alright, beautiful people, we have come to the end of the video, and now I would like to hear from you your thoughts on law of attraction and manifestation. Did they work or not work for you? Or if you have an emotional pain journey or story to share and inspire this community, do write them in the comments below, okay? And if you have a question to ask me or a topic you'd like me to create a video on, also feel free to write it in the comments below with hashtag #AskSylvia. Alright, and stay tuned with Heal with Silvia by subscribing to the channel or head over to my website to find out more about my healing therapy. Alright, beautiful people, thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you again very soon. Love and light to you always.